Sheikh 78430 is asking, how to push ourselves when dark times going on? What a lovely question. And as you said, dark times, I would ask you this question, that was there a night yesterday? Did you sleep well in the night? And when did you wake up? When the sun rose up, right? So every night, after the night, sun rises. So when you say when there's a dark time going on, know that nature has a cycle. Just like day and night, just like the seasons change in our lives, dark times and bright times are also seasonal. It's not going to last forever. Now what's going to happen is, if you look at your life, there are so many things that happen in our life with the circadian rhythm that we go through. All of us have the biorhythms in our body, and these biorhythms are of emotions as well. Sometimes we are emotionally high, sometimes we are emotionally low, right? When do we feel there's a dark time? When the circumstances are not going right in our place, in our lives. At the same time, when you're not responding to those circumstances in an appropriate way, the dark time comes. When the situations and circumstances overpower your emotions, that's where you start feeling low in your emotions. So how do you make sure that you are dealing with these dark times in the right way? We all in our lives have the good and bad times. We cannot expect only good times and no bad times. Of course, the intensity and the things change pertaining to every person, depending on where you're born, depending on who you are, depending on your background, depending on where you go and stuff like that. But the dark times also first need to know that it won't last forever. And in the times of darkness, how do you respond to those darkness? What do you do in that darkness? That matters the most. Because sometimes, when you deal with the darkness in a most appropriate way, when the light comes up, you are at the top of your game. And when you're at the top of your game, all that darkness that you're passed through suddenly starts flowing with abundance of light in your life. I can tell you that. I've seen pretty dark times in my life as well. When I was broken, I was broke. I was at the lowest of my life. The only thing that I could do at that point of time is not give up, but to start working on myself. And in the first few years of working on myself, there was not a millimeter of movement in my life. The darkness was still there. And I kept working, I kept doing the work, and I kept looking for help and support, and I kept seeing what I can do in my life at this point of time, just to kind of, sail through. I literally used to call some people in my life "dubte ko tinke ka sahara." I was literally feeling that I'm drowning, and I would hold hands of my coaches and my some friends and support. I was just holding on to people to just kind of barely keep my breath going in, and this happened for good 4 or 5 years of my life. There was pitch dark everywhere, and I didn't know what I'm going through, what I'm doing. I was just living every single day by day. Though the world didn't understand that, the world didn't know what I'm going through, but I was going through hell in my internal space. But when those 4 or 5 years of darkness passed, and the way I responded to that darkness by working on myself, fixing what need to be healed, what needs to be looked at, what am I ignoring in my life, why this experience came in my life, how can I deal with it more constructively, where can I get more help from? When I kept doing that for the good 4 or 5 years, suddenly after those 5 years, the tipping point came, and all that darkness turned into beautiful stars, and it just started flowing in so much of abundance to me. My health became better, my relationships became better. I started attracting amazing opportunities to excel in my career, make more money, have freedom of time, and doing what I want to do, living my life to the fullest. And it only kept magnifying over a period of time. So my suggestion is, don't push yourself when the dark times are there. Look for someone who can pull you out of that darkness. बिकॉज एज मच एज क्या होता है ना कि अगर दलदल में आप फंसे हो और आप दलदल में पाँव मारने की कोशिश करते हो तो आप और धंस जाते हो, है ना। आप खुद से कोशिश करोगे, आप और धंसोगे। बट ये सोचो कि अगर दलदल के बाहर कोई है और वो आपको हाथ दे रहे हैं और आप उनका हाथ पकड़ोगे और वो आपको पुल करेंगे, तो आप बहुत जल्दी उस डार्कनेस से बाहर आएंगे। सो इट्स द बेस्ट वे टू गेट आउट ऑफ द डार्कनेस इज फाइंडिंग द पीपल, whether it means to invest your time and money in them, do it. It's a worthy investment, because that hand is going to be so much more powerful for you that eventually you will become the hand for other people in their darkness. So know that you're not the only person who goes through the darkness. Every person on the planet has their own, light and dark days, bright and, dark days. But the best way to get out of the darkness is stop pushing and asking someone to pull you. That will really, really help you to overcome anything that you're going through right now. God bless you, my dear, for asking this question and bearing your heart open to me. I get it. I have a complete empathy and compassion for your space right now. And I'm sending you a lot of love and blessings right now from my heart to your heart. And may this darkness just evaporate as soon as possible for you. Let's give him a lot of love at this point of time in the dark times. And please reach out if you need any help. And we are here to give you that hand to pull you out. Okay? Lots of love to you. Lots of love.